Welcome to the Evening Rush. Thank God it's Friday. Today is February 27, 2026. I do hope very soon that salaries will be paid. It's actually quite expected because I am looking ahead of that. Because I don't know, something happened today, and please, I need your help. For a couple of you who know, especially those of you who work in the banks, who use a lot of applications online. So the only application I know that I connected my card to, right, is Netflix and Showmax. Then obviously YouTube, you watch if you have data, right? So I was surprised to see one debit on my account, unexplained, unannounced, web PURM Victoria Island. Please, if you have, I checked online, I saw that some people have been complaining about deductions from these people. So I don't know. I am afraid because I don't want a situation where monies will randomly just be disappearing from my account. Money where they hustle, the small thing where I get. So they removed 4,500 naira today, just like that. And I began to rack my brain. Please, what application did I sign up for? I don't know. I checked online. I saw that some persons, like weeks ago, almost like 2 months or 3 months ago, were complaining about this thing. So please, can anyone kindly let me know? Because I don't know. In fact, even when I checked Google, they could not identify what it was. They couldn't give me details. So I just saw other links of others complaining that what is web PURMSAT. That's web WEB PURMSAT Victoria Island. So it's web per MSAT. So what's the meaning of that? Just 4,500 just went out of my account like that. So how often is that something that we don't know about? How does it paying for other applications? Because I thought that any other application aside from a viewing service, which obviously you must pay for before you're able to view it, is Netflix and other applications like Showmax or GoTV or all of that if you have them on your phone. So the only one I'm connected to my card is Netflix and Showmax, and I've already paid for it earlier this month. Like for the month I've paid for it, and even when I pay or when it's deducted from my account, the description will be there. Netflix, the amount that I actually pay for, and Showmax, they would indicate it in the description. So waiting be web PURM South Victoria Island, I beg you, because I know the tax situation has been kept aside for now until possibly maybe after the elections, who knows, but they haven't told us it has another means of deducting the money. And I don't even think if they're going to do tax withdrawal that it will be what they withdrew from my account. Because could not help me. I cannot afford money to just go out of my account that I do not pay for. I'm very prudent. I beg you in the name of God, someone should help me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Evening Rush right here in Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I am not happy. I'm really trying to stay happy, to be honest with you. I'm not happy at all with what is going on in the polity. You guys, did you know what happened in Adamawa lately? I want to play something for you so you will hear this, because when somebody sent me, I think it was MC Chooks, sent this to me on WhatsApp. MC Chooks is my colleague, by the way. He sent me this link on WhatsApp. Please, I don't think I'm going to be the only one to listen to this. I was dumbfounded when I heard this, because I was surprised if negotiating with terrorists is what is in our constitution. So just please, I beg you in the name of God, kindly take a listen to this.
The thing is that Nigeria is a federating unit. Just very briefly, the thing is that Nigeria is a federating unit. So the states have the rights and the powers to take every action that will secure their states. However, I can tell you confidently that we will not be able to do that without the authorization of the Office of the National Security Advisor. For us in the armed forces, any federal government policy, we are in line with it. And I'm sure that's why you saw our troops also supervising those peace deals. So if the governor of the state has decided that that's what he wants to do, of course, based on his own assessment of the security situation in the state, we will only support him. We don't have any argument against it.
So I'm sorry, did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? That it's not within their disposal to choose how a state decides to protect themselves. That is from the Nigeria's defense headquarters, stating that it does not possess the constitutional power to stop any state government from negotiating with terrorist groups or bandits. More we go. More we go. Wallahi. More we go, because in the constitution you are not meant to negotiate with terrorists. The worst part of this is, okay, fine, let's just say it's at the disposal of the state government to do as they wish, so long as it's to ensure the protection of their citizens, right? Because it's within their constituents. The question is, what is the strategic method for the military, all right, or the security agencies, to ensure that the terrorists, especially where they go converge to negotiate, are caught afterwards? And then it's also, so long as they get permission from the office of the National Security Advisor. So in other words, the state governors who have been negotiating with these terrorists have been getting permission from the National Security Advisor. Okay. I wonder how the supporters of the government are endorsing all of this. I don't know if they are speaking to the government, because at Adamawa State just yesterday were attacked, twin attacks. 18 persons were killed, and this is a Ramadan period where they're supposed to be fasting. We saw a video of a core member being dehumanized, stepped on, beaten. This young boy was crying. What happened? He was going to his camp. He wore his core member uniform. Do you guys understand what is happening? Like, do you realize what is taking place? And we have supporters blindly supporting and not calling out. Everything that the administration is focusing on is politics. Mr. Bayo Onaniga did not tweet about this dastardly act that took place in Adamawa State. Guess what he did? He just tweeted an hour ago, 2 or 3 hours ago, on the reaction to the situation that happened in Edo State. Everything on anything they respond to is politics. When it comes to the political opponents, they're very swift in coming out. Their accounts become active. Felix Smoker of the APC spokespersons and the like, all of them have been tweeting on political scenarios. Meanwhile, communities have been ravaged by this element of darkness. Almost feels like there is a deliberate plan not to engage these guys. What is going on? What is happening? And there is no communication whatsoever. We're expecting the president to address his people. There's no address coming in from there. I don't want to be incentivized to the situation where I come on air every day and read about this notorious activities of this element of hell. It's every day one bad news or the other. Are we at war? Nigeria is at war? What are we even doing? How come that is the only thing the administration and the political party in charge is all about? What is your core mandate? You're to protect the people. You're to provide for the people. You're to make life easy for your people. What are you doing? Do you know what is hurting me? Nigerians are the ones actually hurting me, because as it stands right now, we do not have an existing political party. What we have are Nigerians who are crying out and possibly waiting on election day to decide who will represent their interests. And funny enough, you'll be so shocked that the person you expect to do what is needful will not do that. They'll sell their vote. Let me even read out something to you which I kind of resonate with, because like I was saying it during the world news at 6 that I'm absolutely livid. Like, I'm literally livid. I'm not happy with what is going on. This person's name is at @Tope_soft. He wrote something on X. I know that I'm not supposed to give my own perception because I'm moderating, and I don't want to make anybody feel badder or sadder than the way they already feel. But let me read this. Maybe you can understand where my lividity is coming from. ADC has been caught napping. When some of us were screaming throughout last year, clowns were telling us there is still time. The party just refused to take off, doing shenanigans all over the place. If you think the party can win an election in 7 months, you are on low IQ. That's what this person, wrote at Tope_soft. Mr. Tinubu will win his re-election. You can take this to Zenith Bank. except something changes drastically. You can be obsessing about tickets. At least they have given you guys 2 months to do that nonsense and end it there. Tickets, like anyone in the ADC, can win anything. People who don't understand how to win things that it's all about tickets and who flies it. This party can't have membership drives since last year. They were foot dragging on that. No galvanization tour, nothing. How many times had they said they should tour the country? They have advised them to tour the country. Possibly only Mr. Peter Obi was doing that. They launched a membership effort almost 1 month after. Still no one has been able to register online. They launched a membership effort 1 month after, but no one has been able to register online. He calls them insane comedians. What's funny about this is that politically, Obi is even in a much better position now than Atiku. That's what this person is writing anyways. Obviously, the person is trying to give like a candid perception. Atiku can't galvanize anything right now to save his life. That's what this talker on the soft is saying. He is running like someone who has an agreement with the president. Maybe because he will be 80 by the time of the election. All his friends and associates are still in a dead PDP faction. One would think as a baseline and minimum, he would have been able to bring together opposition elements in the north. For someone who relies on traditional structures to win things or do well, he hasn't been able to do this. But somehow, like he was discussing with someone the last time he was here, you think that this guy who can condemn Tinubu to max 35% in the north, the fact is he can't. And if you don't understand the science and that the path shrinks for any other candidate, the moment Tinubu is able to get the kind of numbers he got in the core north again, he will easily win the elections. In the North Central, Obi will win more votes there generally than even Atiku. He has no key political elements or structures even in the Southwest today, or anywhere in the South for that matter. At least maybe Obi can rely on part of his sectional demographics as part of his own coalition or support to do well in pockets of southern states. Do well, maybe not win, but do well. Aside Southeast states, I can't point out to any state I can confidently say he wins in the South too. This is from Topper_soft. The expectation I have from Obi is lower than Atiku. Atiku is the biggest, who has kind of disappointed in this electioneering cycle, that you are not an insurgent candidate. You can't do the work needed to win the last run if you think it's possible. Nothing sums up the clownery like the press conference they gathered for yesterday. What was that all about? They were, or rather, let's say they were not in this country when he was about to sign the bill. Like, were they not around when the president was about to sign the bill, or when it was in the Senate? Atiku didn't even come out to protest it. He issued a meaningless weak statement and ended it there. And Obi and Co, who protested, probably did it for the optics than getting anything achieved. Now they have signed the bill, and it is after the bill was signed you are doing a stupid press conference. Laugh my ass out. That's limau if you don't get out. Obi was somehow an insurgent candidate in 2023, but he has lost that posture and he isn't anymore. He has lost key supports across board. Well, that is not literally, generally accepted, but that is an opinion of somebody. The juice is when he was seen as an insurgent candidate. He couldn't win. Now that he has lost that posture, he will lose as well to Mr. Tinubu. The politics is boring, as with many things in life. Everyone shouldn't have to be on the same side or support Tinubu, but that's the way the political landscape is currently in Nigeria. It's the most uncompetitive and boring landscape ever seen. This set of opposition leaders are the worst in the country's history as well. No courage, no strategic thinking, no spine. Some of us who are good with political insights and strategic thinking have sounded this alarm for almost a year. Again, like I said, quite a lot of persons have their different perception. This is a perception of one person, but a lot of conversations that I've been involved in kind of resonates from the angle this young man or woman, whoever it is on top on the soft is. Now, I want us to take a listen to what Rotimi Amechi said earlier today, or rather yesterday, when they organized that conference. Just take a very keen, close attention to that, please. Let's listen to this.
Because he's done the summary of what I because he's done the summary of what I wanted to say. All I want to say is that Tinubu is not our problem. The problem is the opposition. We are our own problem. When the opposition is ready, Nigeria will do what? Nigeria will change. The first thing he must know is that we must separate ourselves from the government in power. We must show the difference. I will repeat what I said in one of these conferences. I said to them that when I was in government in Buhari's time, Buhari wanted electoral reform. So a few ministers went to him, convinced him not to sign, that if he signed, Russia will hack the system and impose the wrong president on us. And he refused to sign. The same people are now shouting electoral reform. Tinubu will one day shout for electoral reform. He will. If he doesn't shout, those who are supporting him will do what? Shout for electoral reform. But Tinubu is not a problem. You can't say your position and then see, watch the government, watch his pattern, watch even his strategy to win election. His strategy is simple. His pattern is simple. He tries something today, you are weak. He puts something bigger, you are weaker. Which president goes to France to give award? Or which president goes to France when you are shouting, oh, this man is stealing our money, you're stealing our money, and he still goes to that place. He says, what will you do? You can do what? The day you show him you can do something, God will bless you.
I think like every other person has said, what needs to be said have been said. But it's critical that we repeat it as often as we can so that Nigerians will know we are together. There's need, very urgent need, for all the opposition parties. Those who are not here today, we're pleading that we all come together to save our dear country. It is critical, it's important. The government we have today, as I said, and continue, is the worst ever in our dear country, Nigeria. Today there's no governance in Nigeria. The legislative arm is at its worst. The judiciary is no longer hope of the weak or the poor. We all know insecurity, killings and abductions is worse than even countries at war. Just in the past 1 week, 34 in Kebbi, Wednesday, Thursday, 50 in Zamfara on Friday, and today, even while we're speaking, today, over 20 already in Adamawa. 6 is all over the country.
All right, so yeah, this was yesterday when they were trying to call out rejecting the 2027 election timetable released by INEC. The ADC actually today, by their publicity secretary Bolaji Abdullahi, said the revised timetable was craftily designed to hand advantage to President Bola Tinubu and the ruling All Progressives Congress. The party argued that the revised timetable does not provide a level playing field, as it has given the incumbent administration a 1-year head start. They're alleging that the APC knew that they were going to adopt this method, and while others were clamoring for direct transmission of result, that is electronic transmission of result, they slotted all of this in. Normally, political parties were supposed to decide how they wanted to go about choosing their candidates, either primary, direct or indirect. Also, this method of having to submit to INEC, right, a digital membership registration, that is members who are supposedly going to be fielded as candidates, and it's going to be digitally, everything required, thumbprinting and all of that. Let me just take that out. Now, party primaries are to be conducted between the 23rd of April and 30th of May 2026. That is 55 days to 92 days from today. However, what is more significant, that is what Bolaji Abdullahi is saying, is that pursuant to section 77 subsection 4 of the Electoral Act 2026, political parties are required to submit their digital membership registers to INEC not later than the 2nd of April 2026. Today is February 27. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, is February 28th. Sunday is the 1st of March, and you have approximately 35 days from today for you to get yourself duly prepared in regards to that. Now, if by the 2nd of April 2026 the parties have refused to submit their membership register within the stipulated time, they shall not be eligible to field a candidate for that election. They will not be eligible to field any candidate. So your party may be duly registered by INEC ready, but if by the 2nd of April you've not been able to register the membership register, digital membership register to INEC for candidates who are meant to represent several fields, specifically for presidential, National Assembly, governorship, all of them, if you're not able to do that, then you have been disqualified. You'll not be able to present any candidate after the time is done. For the APC, they're holding a convention. I think very, very soon everything is ready. That convention, they will decide which candidates will field certain slots, and they're adopting a consensus method, although there'll be primaries. A very well organized, detailed process for the convention, while the PDP is going through serious issues. So for example, the Turaki-led faction of the People's Democratic Party has been recognized by the court that the convention that they organized at Ibadan, that is the one that Sheyi Makinde and others were supposedly duly recognized, and Wike and his factions were expelled, all right, they have now been recognized by the court. You remember that last month we heard that the Wike faction was recognized. Now they're telling us that the Turaki faction is recognized. Wike will not proceed to court to overturn that judgment. They will be in this theatrical fiasco, all right, for long, that they may not be able to present a candidate, because if by the 2nd of April they've not been able to submit their members, digital submission of their members, then obviously PDP will not be able to field any candidate. So it's like there's a deliberate plan to keep them in disarray, all right, or confused. Whenever I remember that word disarray, I remember what the president said. Then you now have the Labour Party, the Nanadi Usman faction and Abure faction. Those ones, they've torn down their secretariats. They're in court. Abure has refused to step aside, so you can call the Labour Party a party that is no longer possibly in existence. They are still fighting Peter Obi, who has left their political party. I haven't heard anything about Dati since the last time he says he doesn't mind, running as a candidate with the Labour Party. I haven't heard anything from him. So while these political parties are in disarray, right, the APC literally is swimming to the coastline, and there are complaints. So opposition is who? Possibly Nigerians, right? My analyst will tell me what he thinks, because we need to understand where we're heading at. If you are complaining that you're not happy with the government of the day, or you feel that the government of the day is not satisfactorily doing what it promised it will do, then it's now left for Nigerians to decide what they want in 2027. Because with what we have with the current crop of opposition politicians, I would not lie to you, it is really discouraging. In 2012, 2013, 2014, Nigeria experienced what you call opposition, although we had a party that was flexible and allowed them to do what they wanted to do. But right now, I don't understand what is happening. It may feel like opposition may just endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Who knows? All right. There are talks that the defection by the governors in certain states defecting to the APC is planned. Maybe after 2027, they've used the party to secure their tickets. A couple of them will go back to their former political parties. I don't know how that makes sense, but that's a speculation coming up. That is a planned deal. So when you have all of them come together, the president will sort you out with money and whatever, and after the president is done with his next 4 years, then everybody can go back to their political parties and continue with whatever political agenda. So who are the people that will be the joke, the center of the joke? Nigerians, right? Specifically for all of you who are fighting yourselves online because of political candidates. You're literally being used as a joke on the chessboard. You need to be able to make up your mind. We'll be looking into that. Now, in terms of security, Reverend Dachomo is crying out and saying this time we will die fighting. We don't care what the state government or the federal government intends to do. We're no longer going to call them to help us since they don't want to help us. We're taking matters into our hands now. We will fight back, and we'll fight. We will die fighting. That he doesn't understand what's going with the U.S. troops. I mean, they came to Nigeria and they have not visited Plateau State. So what's going on in that regard? Precisely who did they come to secure? That they've been to other states like Sokoto, Kaduna and the likes, but they've not actually been to Plateau or even Benue, aside from one House of Rep member Riley Moore visited. So what is the agenda here? That's what he's calling or complaining about. We'll be looking into that as well. Now let's look at El Rufai. Obviously, he's in detention. So something just recently happened, and I would like to know what you guys think about it. Basically, Justice Belgore transmitted the case file of the fundamental human rights enforcement suit filed by former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai to the Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory for reassignment. This development follows the judge's decision to proceed on leave. The court had on Wednesday, February 25, adjourned proceedings to Friday, which is today, to hear El-Rufai's bail application. But at today's sitting, Justice Belgore disclosed that he will be proceeding on leave and consequently returned the case file to the SCT Chief Judge for reassignment to another judge. The suit was instituted to enforce El-Rufai's fundamental human rights against the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission and the Department of State Services and the Attorney General of the Federation. So according to the statement issued by El-Rufai's media advisor, Muyiwa Adekeye, on February 27, which is today, El-Rufai has been in custody since he voluntarily reported to the EFCC headquarters on Monday, February 16. Now, he was later moved to the custody of the ICPC on the 9th of February 18. The reassignment of the case means a new date for the hearing of bail application is expected to be fixed once the matter is allocated to another judge. So, El-Rufai will remain in custody till we don't know when. All right, so again, the hand picking. In the case of Malami too, very interesting scenario actually unfolded today. I will tell you indeed that whatever mechanism is being played by the current political party, whether you say they're on the right track or not, they seem to be actually clearing out the queens and the kings on the chess. All right, Mr. Lawal Ekundaya, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, you don't be.
Has the ADC been caught napping?
Well, I think it's like a bombshell from different angles. We know that the level play is not the game is not a level playing game. It's the goalpost has been shifted a couple of times. Every now and then they keep shifting the goalpost, creating problem for the opposition because the new timetable that INEC brought out is against the opposition. Yes, it's against the opposition because one thing is this: why are you unilaterally deciding this thing without looking at the others? You need to consult with them. You need to have a meeting with the political parties, the representative. You have a meeting with them, and then you all decide. And then this is how we want to go. Everybody will say his own, and then before you now make it, you can't just sit down somewhere and then make that decision and then give it to the people. Just like we are having problem with the constitution.
Mr. Lawal, I am pissed.
I'm still coming to the ADC.
Do you know why I'm livid, Mr. Lawal? Why are we having a boring political atmosphere? Feels like one person is like two steps. And to be honest with you, there's nothing explicitly mysterious that the administration of the APC is actually doing. To be honest with you, there's nothing mysterious that they are doing.
There is.
What is the mysterious thing?
One thing is this. When you have the power to always shift the goalpost, it will create problem for the opponent.
Are you saying the opposition did not foresee this? I mean, you ought to have foreseen this.
You are dealing with somebody who wants to be unfair. So anytime you beat this, it will create another one. Each time you beat this, it will create another one. That is what we are facing. Let's look at that from that angle, that we are dealing with somebody or a set of people who don't want a fair play. So that is a problem on its own. Second, we can talk about the opposition, the organization. Now, you need to think ahead of your opponent. You already seen that this opponent I'm dealing with is somebody who doesn't want a fair play. So you two have to take it up from there. You don't have to be fair because you are dealing with somebody who doesn't want to be fair. Now look at what is happening. Look at the timetable INEC is bringing out now. That's another issue. It's another big hurdle to start running to cross. Now, with that, we already know that we can't trust INEC. We already know that because INEC is pocketed. Now, the opposition have to be ahead. You think 3 times of what your opponent is going to think. You have to think beyond what they are going to do, and that is what I see with the opposition. Now, in the opposition, we have credible people. But the main problem they started with, which was their main problem initially, was the fact that they allow so many people to come because they want to form opposition. Yes, you can allow people to come in. It's not a problem. But you keep your enemies closer, while your friends, you keep them close. Your enemy you have to monitor the people you put around you, so that you can understand the way they think and think ahead of them, because the opponent you are playing with is not playing a fair game. Now it has come to this, but it's still not over, because the election has not been done. You still have to rethink and re-strategize. What are you going to do? There was a press release yesterday. Fine, but is it going to end there? Are you going to take a step further than that? Some of them are being afraid of being arrested. Some are being afraid of being incarcerated. Some are afraid of their life. You can't be an opposition and have all that at the back of your mind. You're already caging yourself. You're already accepting defeat, and the opponent will use it against you. The next thing is, what is the next line of action now? They are calling the other opposition to come together. Fine, but is that your main strategy? Even if you have a week, that week a lot can still be done at that 1 week. A lot can still be done. What are you going to do? Okay, why you must have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. Just like your opponent is having the same plan. If you beat one, they create another one. If you beat this, they create another one. They started with PDP. After disorganizing that, you see some of them moving away from PDP. In Labour, there was a lot of problem there. They moved to another party, move here, move there, here and there. They're supposed to have seen that they will keep facing challenges and challenges and challenges. But you must think ahead. What is the next step my opponent is taking? You have to have about 3 or 4 plans to handle that. But I really don't see much of that, which I want them to go and work on seriously. Take your big step. Now, who is your flag bearer? Talking about the opponent, the opposition, that is the ADC. Who is your flag bearer?
Where are the other? Okay, let's just say we're just focusing on the ADC. We have the AAC, obviously. They are quite active. Which other political party that is not at a crossroad, that is not having any court situation? SDP.
AA is there.
Okay,
ADC,
we're talking about active opposition parties. Active, of course, based on the conference that was held yesterday. What I was hearing Atiku say and David Mack say were like, we need others to join, other opposition parties, like everyone come and join. Again, they need funds, so they need a lot of persons to join. But we are hearing of certain persons defecting from the APC, but we don't know if it is to the ADC. And we're also hearing of more defections from possibly the big one we're hearing now is of Alex Oti. We don't know how very astute it is, but he may actually defect to the APC. He was once an APC before, but he may defect. Well, others are saying, what is the need anyways? But he's playing his politics well, because he's trying to align with the center. But a lot of his supporters may say he shouldn't join the APC. But if you want a ticket with the Labour Party and with what the Labour Party is currently doing, he needs a platform where he can secure a second term. So there are talks that it's possible that he will join the APC. That's one major person that will join. If that's the case, you now have almost the entire Southeast locked down for the APC. I mean, if we try to let's look at all the states already being taken over by the APC, because I wouldn't lie to you, it's not surprising, because I've heard stories about how these things work and how people go about it. But if you look at a breakdown of these political parties, okay, and what Nigerians have been able to feel around them, it is not surprising that a lot of persons, or a lot of them, have decided to just do the needful, align with the current political party in power, and have an upper hand. To them, they believe that if you're currently in the APC, whatever it is that you want may actually be given to you. So right now it may feel like opposition is shrinking because the APC is expanding. So if you look at the south, you have Delta, Akwa Ibom, Edo, Cross River, Rivers, Bayelsa. They're all APC. So the south is locked. For the north central, you have Benue, Niger, Kwara, Nasarawa, Kogi, and Plateau. So 6/6. APC already has it. So that's for the north central. North central right now, the governors already are in the APC. South, all of them are in the APC. Now come to the southeast. Enugu, you have APC. Ebonyi, you have APC. Imo, APC. Abia, Labour Party. Anambra State, ABGA. If Alex Ochi switches over to APC, you now have only one opposition party, and that's ABGA. Obviously, Anambra will always go with ABGA. So right now in the southeast, you have 3/5, 3 APC states and 1 Labour Party, 1 ABGA. For the southwest, obviously, 5 of them is a lockdown APC, 6, but the last one is Accord Party, which is Ocean State, and literally you can say they may even endorse President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then for the northeast, Borno APC, Yobe APC, Taraba APC, Gombe APC, Adamawa APC, Bauchi PDP. It's only Bauchi State that hasn't defected to the APC. So you have the northeast 5/6. Now in the northwest has 7 states. You have Katsina APC, Jigar APC, Sokoto APC, Kebbi APC, Kaduna APC, Kano APC, Zamfara PDP. So you have 6/7. So you now have most of the states for the APC. Right? And we all know what the plan is. The governors influence the outcome of the elections. Obviously, you saw what happened at the FCT. Tipex will be Tipexing. So the thing now is, if you already have all of this, whatever machination anybody wants to describe it, whatever genius methodology was applied, whether they gave the governors 500 billion or whatever, it's working for the current All Progressives Congress. You have most of the governors in your pocket. They will contribute money. They have the money. They have the finance. So the opposition literally is maybe struggling in having strong personalities be with them. The only person we're waiting to see if he would defect is Sheyi Makinde. Obviously, he wants to be president, and he's not in tandem with the current APC. We don't know yet if he will actually join any other political party to run or to contest. Not with what the PDP is currently going on. What happening with the PDP. So with all of this, semantics already at play, do you consider any opposition political party? Are we not seeing a one-party system?
Yes, it's we can say it's one-party system because of this the physical thing we see around, like those who defected and things like that. But there's something else that we keep forgetting, and that's why the opposite, the APC, they are not leaving any stone unturned. They know this thing very quite well, that they don't have this backing of the majority of the people.
Okay.
If you do normal election, in fact, I'm sure, because no state that are going through all this insecurity will ever want anybody to mention because of the killings and the terrorism. Now, they don't want to leave any stone unturned. That's why they are going after INEC. They make sure that if they bottle INEC, at least that is the last opportunity. Somebody can write a figure like what we experienced in FCT, and then the INEC chairman will say it's a free and fair election. We are well proud of what we did. When you calculate 1,212 plus 7 and 8 and some other results of each party, and you total it at 212. And then INEC chairman came up and said yes, it was very credible. Even when the whole thing was placed on social media, on the media, he saw it, didn't say no, sorry, this is an error. We will set up a committee to look into it. They didn't say that to let you know that that is another strategy, that eventually somebody will write a figure, and then the next thing they will say is that keep calm, go to court. So by the time you get to court, they already have something they are going to use again. So they have already had everything. They are not leaving any stone untouched. They keep everything bottled. They think like 3-4 times of what the opposition will think. That if they go this way, what is the method we are going to use? If they go this way, what's the method? So they have their jokers. And their last jokers is INEC and judiciary. Because they know they will eventually tell you to go to court. after INEC has written, it said 1,212 is equals to 210 or whatever they want to. So the figure will not tally. They will tell you go to court, and then when you get to that place, here and there, and then they know what they are going to do. But there's one thing that is left, and that is the will of the people.
Okay.
The will of the people is still there. Oh. That thing is still there, because there's always the people and there's always the government. You know that? Go and look all over the world. There's always the people, there's always the government. And the government knows that when the people want what they want, no matter how much opposition you put against them, they will surely have it. But the problem we are having is that galvanization has not come up, but it's gradually boiling. It's boiling, and it will get to it. It may take a time. Now, there's still time for the opposition. No matter what you have, you must redesign your plans. Redesign your plans. What do you want to do? Do you still want to go with this INEC, or you want to go against the INEC? Like that press release they did yesterday, what is the follow-up? You don't need to come and be asking the opposition to join you. You need to start something that people will follow you. If you want to do a protest, you see some people will come and join you, even without calling them. Mere hearing about it, while they are going, they want to be part of it because they see it affected them. So that is still left there, which both sides are still competing with, and I think that one tilted towards the side of the opposition than the ruling party, and that is the joker, one of the main joker that the opposition have at hand now.
Interesting. All right, let's look at this case of insecurity. Did you hear what the DHQ quarter said? That they are not it's not within their disposal to decide how states want to secure their state, because we are running a democratic institution of a government. But it's not in our constitution to negotiate with terrorists. They're saying that if a state wants to negotiate with terrorists, so long as they have the permission of the National Security Advisor. So you mean that all the negotiation from Katsina State and the other governors who have been securing the release of victims who have been abducted by terrorists, and then they pay them off or come to an agreement where money exchanges hands and certain persons are released from the enclaves of the Nigerian detention center, that the NSA gave an explicit permission for this? Does this validate that indeed the Nigerian government paid 10 billion naira to terrorists for the release of St. Mary's Catholic School children who were abducted last month?
Did the government come out to say deny it?
Yes, they did deny it.
Okay, they did.
Yes, they did. They denied it. The government denied it, that they did not pay money.
Now, what?
But we're hearing what the DHQ is telling us now.
Now, what the DHQ is telling us now is that they are incapable of securing this country, because this is the only time I'm hearing a DHQ saying something about the governor will decide. I remember what happened in Rivers State, in when they saw that Mr. was put there. What happened to the governor? Even if the governor was there, wouldn't be able to do anything more, because the security has already been handed over to the.
Do you know what is shocking me? After a pipeline or two pipelines were tampered with, the president quickly called for a state of emergency in Rivers.
In fact, and then
we are having states, Kwara, Kogi, Plateau. Which other state has become a hot zone now? Adamawa has resurfaced, Zamfara as well, and there was
they are already in your states now.
Well, let's talk about
some part of Osun.
Volatile states lately that they have been consistent in attacking.
Kwara.
They've been Kwara, Kogi states, Plateau states, Adamawa states. Now, these are states that they've been consistently attacking. No state of emergency has been declared, because the governors are APC governors. Adamawa State governor was busy celebrating his defection to APC while they were mutilating his people. There was a recent protest lately. A National Assembly member said we need to shut down this nation and do something about insecurity. It was like it was one voice speaking. The only time you hear the spokespersons of this government come out to react is on political issues.
Especially against Peter Obi. When they have something to say, they easily lash at him. Now you can see that the people is one part, the government is one. That's what I keep saying. The people is still there. They want to be led. They want to be led. So that's why the opposition needs to give them what to believe in. If you are saying something is not is faulty, you must be able to present something that is better. You must be able to give them a better alternative, or else that faulty one will still be the one that will still they will be managing. Half bread is better than none. Is that what that's what they will be saying? But you have to give them the alternative, and the people are asking for what better alternative can the opposition give as of now. This is the time they need to present their flag bearer. Let the people see your direction. Let them see what they need to believe in about you, because the people is one side, the government is one. That's why the people can be against the government or can support the government. That's how it goes. So give them alternative, give them something to believe in, give them a strong and credible flag bearer, and you'll be surprised what will happen. I remembered when military were in power, was it not the same people based on certain leaders, and the people followed them? During the time of Babangida with all his power had to leave, step aside. He had the power now, even more than this, with some politicians behind him, with military power and money, and still he stepped aside. You know why? Because the opposition presented leaders that the people believe in. The same thing with Abacha. They presented leaders that the people can believe in, and they rally around those leaders, and that's why you see them moving forward. And that is what the people are asking of from the opposition now. Present us a leader that you think is better than what we're experiencing now, and then let us follow. And that is what the opposition is lacking now. That is what they are lacking. As of this moment, what they are lacking is that leader that the people can believe in, that will say, no, this one, there's nothing you can hold on against him. Anytime you speak against him, people see that, they see through your lies.
We're going to be going on a short break very soon, but there was a question I was asking. The current crop of opposition have not told us precisely what they intend to do different in terms of their ideology, what they consider would be a working methodology different from what Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is doing. Again, this is why we're seeing hesitancy from certain elements or certain Nigerians or a cross-section of Nigerians to believe what their motive is. There are some Nigerians who are actually not happy. They don't want to see anything. They just want the administration gone, but they don't know who they want to come back. And a couple of persons are saying, okay, fine. If we're saying this is shaggy, right, well, let us continue to go with the shaggy. We know this person. What if we bring in someone that will give us shaggy pro max that we don't know? Also, the issue again with this current crop of politicians in the ADC is that they were the ones that brought this administration into power. The fundamentals of the All Progressives Congress, if you are listening to Atiku, he admitted it. Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amici, El Rufai, David Mark, these are the fundamentals of the All Progressives Congress. They were the ones who formed the party to what it is now. But you now coming out to tell us, and Chief John Odigewegun, these were part of the persons that actually ran Jonathan out of government, the Occupy Nigeria protest in 2012. So if you brought this government into power, you formed it, you're now telling Nigerians that, see, we are sorry, sort of, we were the ones that set up this party, but what is happening now is not what we thought about. It's not what we expected. You're now leaving, but you're the foundation of the All Progressives Congress. The person you intend to unseat is your person. You guys planned together, co-opted together. How do you want us to trust that what you want to do will be different from what they want to do?
That is why,
also, you guys no longer have the latch on to power. Rotimi Amechi is no longer in the APC. There's no political appointment, and these are guys who have enjoyed the political space for as long as they can remember. Their money, their wealth is politics. David Mark, the same thing. Atiku Abubakar, the same thing. All right, I think only when he was a customs boss thereabout. But these are persons who have enjoyed politically financial largesse from politics. So how do we trust your initiative? How do we trust your prospect? Are you in this coalition or this opposition just to take over power? What what if you don't win? Will you continue to allow the party exist, or will you guys dissolve and go your different ways? I mean, these are the issues about them. They've not been able to sell themselves to the people, for the people to trust that, okay, it's only one person that a lot of persons are looking at, and that's Peter Obi, because he has been able to tell Nigerians what he intends to do different. But now you're now in the ADC, you're not the flag bearer, you're not chosen as a political party presidential candidate, so the decision is not on you anymore. So where does that's a fix? We're going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Obviously, Mr. Lawa Ekundaya will respond to that question, so kindly stay with us.
House dey dark and nepa bill dey choke. E dey worry you as e dey affect your business. So much on don come. Imagine say you wake up for morning, light no shake, site don block, business no get wahala, everything dey okay. No be dream o. With Yohaku, na you dey control your light. Yohaku dey sell gas cooker, freezer, fridge, and dem go furnish you with modern kitchen o. Whether na inverter, batteries, panels, smart street lights, or na solar AC system wey you wan use for house, business, abi for industrial work, Yohaku stand chim to help you. Bye to nepa bill o. No wait till transformer go spoil again o. Oya run call Yohaku for 070-121-30260 or 080-324-82573, or you fit to call 080-669-60066. For Lagos, we dey for shop F1179 industrial section, Ojo Alaba International Market, or shop G6 electronic section, Alaba International Market, Headline, Ute Obochi Plaza, Abuja office na Corporate 13, Dubai International Market, back of Games Village, Karu District for Abuja. For Port Harcourt, we dey for number 51, Oporo Road, Eziowa Eli Trade Center, for Rivers State. Yohaku website na www.yohakuproducts.com. Online store na www.yohakustore.com. Yohaku, from sun to earth, we dey make your mind dey connect.
Welcome back. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Yeah, I asked you a question before we went on that break. What's your take?
Yes, can you just recap?
Mr. Lawal, come on. It's not.
There's always a review, a summary.
I asked you that with the crop of politicians in the ADC, the very same persons who brought this political party, brought the current administration into power, that they've not been able to sell their ideology as a team. They seem to have been working separately. The only person that a lot of persons understand is Peter Obi, because he has expressed himself on several occasions what he intends to focus and concentrate on. But as a collective, as a party, we haven't heard how they intend to rescue Nigeria from the supposed shege they say Nigerians are, or from the slip out of democracy that they say Nigerians are facing. So a couple of Nigerians are at a crossroad. Okay, we don't, some Nigerians don't like the administration. They're not happy. Things are expensive, insecurity is all over the place. I mean, it was not even up to this when this APC was formed and they routed Jonathan out and the PDP, but it has gotten worse, right? But somehow, I don't know how the president was able to unite all the politicians, that they're all on his side, and somehow the institutions seem to be, on the side of the government of the day now. But the opposition has not told Nigerians that regardless, though, we want to fight or we want to do something different. What is that thing different you want to do? Are you going to bring back fuel subsidy? Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu removed fuel subsidy. All of you in 2023 rode on the fact that you're going to remove fuel subsidy, but you didn't tell us how. Just that Tinubu did it on the day that he announced it. So will you now bring back fuel subsidy? Because the subsidy removal, we kind of made things worse, right? Okay, so will you bring back subsidy? Are you able to bring back subsidy? Do we have the money to bring back subsidy? Then what other aspects in terms of your policies that would counter Tinubu's economic policies, okay, the obvious would be, oh, we're going to rout out insecurity. But I'm sorry, we see how these guys operate. They don't care about whoever is in there. They literally just anyone who is disgruntled with the government, these guys will just use them as a wing to destabilize that person's administration. So how do you think that Nigerians would trust whatever it is the opposition says they're coming with, if by now they haven't been able to pull out their surprise package or their major shocker or whatever surprise that they have in mind with how advanced the APC is in ahead of 2027 and all the stakes actually against the opposition?
Now, there's an idiomatic expression that says that if you are inside a vehicle and the vehicle is not moving, it's better you come out of it. So there's still another final option for Nigerians.
Okay.
From what I just said, if you have a vehicle and the vehicle is not moving, you won't stay there forever now because, well, after all, I don't have any other. You would rather come down and start trekking. So that one is also there.
Okay.
Now, when they came together, all of them came together to form APC, believing when they come together, they'll be able to do this, do that, after unseating Jonathan. But some of them play smarter than the others.
Okay.
So those that were left behind felt like they were being marginalized from that party, and they believe that their ideology that they came together to merge with every other person has been, excluded.
Okay.
So they went to form another organization. It's normal because you can mingle with somebody and somebody can shortchange you. That doesn't mean you are wrong. It means that you are sidelined. Now they formed the APC, but the ADC is not majorly these people from APC. That's what I want you to see. It's not all of them. Yes, now because Obi is not one of them now. So many others.
Who is not one of them?
Peter Obi was one of those. He wasn't one of those who formed APC, and so many other ones. So if you look at them, some of them are not part of those who formed APC. They have always been part of the opposition. So all of them come together. So when people are talking, like the opposition of ADC, when they are talking, they always pick only those people who form the ADC. They don't pick those who don't form. They don't, because they know that they don't have anything to say against those. For example, if they want to talk about Peter Obi now, what they normally talk about, they start looking at something here and there that has nothing to really hold on against the man, and it's one of the ADC, so it's credible. He has a good antecedent, so that is a sellout. But the thing is that the ADC have to make up their mind if they really want to do, because as of now, if I happen to be the spokesperson of ADC, which I am not, there are so many things to talk about in this administration, that is sellable for an opposition. Everything you have to, is it even agriculture? Go into agriculture now, go into roads, go. There's nothing you cannot talk about that you will not win. People will not listen to you.
Okay, so right now what is at stake is the FBI's release record on the president. So this obviously has been on since early 2025. There are talks that could be the only thing that may derail President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from continuing in 2027 if indeed the files are released. A judge recently gave a mandate that the court should release all of the records unhindered, nothing redacted. For example, this happened since last year, but think about last month thereabout, we had the court come down. The court order, based on what Judge Beryl Howell ordered the FBI and DEA to process and release non-exempt records regarding a 1990s investigation. Now, the records relate to a Freedom of Information Act request by Aaron Greenspan, focusing on a 1990s Chicago drug ring and a $460,000 forfeiture case. And what is the status? While initially scheduled to be released by May 2nd, 2025, the FBI and DEA sought a 90-day extension to review and produce the documents. But that 90-day extension has taken so long that by December, early January, the court now said, you guys are taking a lot of time. You must release it as soon as possible. Then gave them a timeline between February till April to release those in batches, and nothing should be redacted. So obviously the president has a higher team having to look into that. There's a Philadelphia team having to see how they can erase some details, and obviously see how the administration of the day or that case may be kept down, possibly until Tinubu's administration is done with. We've also heard that basically because of his status as a president now, that could be something that could be looked into. But will it make any difference in ensuring that he doesn't contest in 2027 if those records are released? I mean, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, because right now Trump is looking at Nigeria very good, but there's a partnership with Nigeria and the US. The US soldiers are already in the country and they've written a resolution for the president. Now there are talks that if the president doesn't do what they have recommended, which is removing Sharia law from the constitution, to stop selling beef and whatever to South Africa, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, or a couple of other countries, to also stop mining activities or illegal mining activities by Chinese and Russians, if he doesn't do all of this, there are talks that the US could use this to mutilate his 2027 ambition. So is there a possibility of the president doing what the US has recommended if Nigeria wants to have a continued partnership with the United States of America in decimating the militia, decimating some parts of the country? Now that is if the president doesn't do what is recommended by the US. You saw the recommendation that they submitted to Trump. There are talks that this is what they would use against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whereby the court has now asked for all his results to be released or whatever is related, nothing redacted. So would this push the president to a desperate edge or to a desperate position?
Yeah, the president is a desperate position at this moment because of all those documents. And you are dealing with America, a civilized country that knows all the loopholes. You see that eventually they will release that document, and they may release it very soon because their own court judiciary system is very strong.
Okay.
Look at that Epstein file. It was, in fact, the president has signed it.
File.
Yes, was
also there.
Yes, was part of it. So he couldn't control because that is the law. So he has to sign it.
What are you talking about?
No, what I'm saying is that the House they voted. There was a bill that he must release that document, that Epstein files.
Yes, they've been released.
Yes, so
they're looking at their hearing now
to make it so that they can be released. What I'm saying that when the moment they made that bill, the bill was presented to him from the House. He had no choice other than to sign it, and that is why the files were released. That is the Epstein file.
What has Epstein file got to do with?
No, I'm saying that because the same thing is coming from America to Nigeria. Our president's file is in America, and the law, they've made the law that it has to be released. So it will eventually be released. But what I'm trying to say is that when it gets to Nigeria,
it's not a law thing. There is nothing like law. The court gave an order.
The moment the court
has nothing to do with the United States of.
The law works. See, the moment
I'm sorry, sir. It's not a bill. There is nothing like bill here. No, they don't relate. What are you saying that because of the fact that the Epstein whatever, which was signed by the House and the president signed it or whatever, that the president would have to sign for the president's record to be released?
What I'm saying is that I'm just telling you about the way their system works. There is not something that is easily manipulated. The moment the court gives judgment, it becomes a law. Go and ask the lawyer. The moment a court gives judgment, it can be referred to. It becomes a law. So the judge has already given the judgment that they must release it at so time. So it will be eventually released. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when it gets to Nigeria here, it's another ball game entirely.
That's what I'm asking. I don't know why you had to relate to that to this.
No, I'm just.
It's an individual who has related issues with that happened in the 1990s. Somebody sued that those records be released. This has nothing to do with Trump signing something into law, whatever. Let's not confuse ourselves.
No, you don't get what I'm saying.
I'm not getting it. I need you to be.
Aspect now.
What legal aspects is there?
What I'm telling you that.
What has signing into law got to do with anything legal?
Eventually be released because the judge has already given the go ahead. He has already made it a law that it must be released. So it will be released.
It wasn't made a law, sir.
But the court
It was no, stop, Mr. Lawal, please. No, there's nothing like law here. If, for example, I am asking for the Freedom of Information Act. I am saying I need documents to this person. I need access to this person. This is a public figure. I'm entitled to know something about this person. I won the case. And the court has said, you know what, giving a judgment, release this. What has law and signing into law got to do with this?
It's already a law. The moment the judge gives a judgment.
Listen, I'm
telling you the law. Okay, don't worry. Now, what I'm trying to say that when that law gets to Nigeria, when the document eventually gets to Nigeria, you know the president has this absolute power over everything. So whatever you say or you do,
which president has absolute power?
Nigerian president. Even when the document gets here, you are going to see a lot of it. It will not really change the plan on ground. They will find a way around it, because where are you going to do? You take it to court, and it's already in control of the court. By the time you run here and there, they will tell you that the time is already.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lawal. Let's get Nigerians' reaction to this, please. I would like you to please let us know precisely what your train of thought is here, because we need to open the phone lines. Today is Friday. A lot of you complained yesterday that you weren't given enough time to speak with us and be part of the conversation, and I would like to know what you think based on the topic of interest. Secondly, if you're a legal practitioner, I would like to know if this will affect anything. There is a thought that the United States of America may want to hold the Tinubu's government to ransom. For example, the fact that they have given a recommendation, they submitted to House of Rep member Riley Moore, submitted it to President Donald Trump. He needs to look at it and make an assessment. Now, based on that recommendation, if he signs it and says this is what we want, will President Bola Ahmed Tinubu stick to that recommendation? And if he doesn't, what next? What's going to happen? Will that mutilate the partnership that Nigeria wants to have with the United States of America? Will they also bring in this drug related situation as a means to whatever mutilate, upturn, be part of our sovereignty right here in this country? I would like to know what you think about it, because a judge has actually said your 90-day extension is over with, and you've even had more time. We are no longer going to give you any time. From now till March, or from now till April, you need to present the first batch of the records, and by June everything ought to have eclipsed. You ought to have released everything and no redaction. Don't redact anything this time around. That's basically what they're asking to do. So what exactly, or where does this place, all right, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Is he desperate at this time? Will he be at a crossroad? And the Arawa and the Muslim sector of the society has said you cannot remove Sharia law. It's part of our constitution. It's signed into law. You cannot remove it. If you do, you can understand the sort of threat. So is the president at a crossroad? Will this affect his 2027 ambition? Yes or no? Again, we're thinking out of the box, and this is a question a couple of persons are asking. So for the opposition, are Nigerians the opposition, or the political leaders in these political parties that they are looking ahead to supposedly give them the El Dorado that they seek? The number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338, 0817-1756-338. That is the number to call. We're already getting calls on WhatsApp. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening. What's your name?
Okay, I cannot hear you. In case if you are hearing me, let me go on. Good evening, Mr. Kundaya. Esther, I'm very interested to hear suggestions, because my bank also, I love, they say I signed something which I didn't, and they deducted all my money from my account. So I have petitioned them. That is on one side. Then on what the DHQ said, what I understand from the military is that our military has been frustrated. Political leadership is what has frustrated our security forces. So if a governor of a state and the president has a policy of paying bandits, how would the military stop it? The military officers may advise the government not to toe that line, but since it has become a policy of the government to pay for the bandits, then that is where we are. So our military has been frustrated, and that's why they cannot win this war. Then coming to the United States, whether they will, sorry, I didn't mention my name. My name is Pascal Chimeze. I'm calling from Ikeja. Sorry about that. Coming to the United States of America releasing the files of our president. Yes, I read about it, and they have been given, the DA and all the agencies there have been given the deadline to, I think, May or something like that, or April, to release the file. They are going to release it. If they release it, then we already know what we are going to see inside that file. And that is why our president is very desperate. You know, about 31 state governors or more that may join APC, and all the courts, security agencies, INEC, and everything, yet he is not settled. President is very jittery now. APC is jittery. I'm not comfortable with the electoral law and all the manipulations in political parties. They don't want opposition. That is why they are jittering, because they don't know what next. So Tinubu is very, very afraid to lose the next election, and that is why he's going for the books. And he will not mind to manipulate everything, anything in this country that needed to be manipulated in order to win that election. But my fear, which should be the fear of every Nigerian, is that win it, grab it, snatch it, roll with it, might set this country ablaze if care is not taken. Because what happened in 2023 might not be tolerated in 2027, even if the APC managed to proclaim itself.
Oh, wow. We already have a call coming in. So, Mr. Pascal Chimeze, sorry, I think another call obstructed it. Please, when you call, quickly round off your thoughts so we can accommodate every other call, please. I beg you. All right. Now, you were talking about money being taken from your account. My own, I did not register for this. What is Web PURM SAT? I did not register for this. They just removed my money. So I don't know if others are going through the same thing. I don't know if you... I don't know. They've not paid salary. I beg. Let them not be deducting my money for something I don't understand. So I don't know if anyone is going to. Please, what is Web PURM SAT Victoria Island? What service do they prefer? Let me know if there is something I can disentangle myself from. Maybe I mistakenly those pop-up ads that come when you're watching YouTube. I don't know if I clicked on anything. I just need a solution. I beg. Let me just make sure that I disengage before somebody will just be removing money from my account for no reason. 6929933. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Olatunde from Otawori.
Sir?
Olatunde from Otawori.
All right, from Otawori. Wow, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
All right, is this your first time?
This is my first time here.
Wow, welcome. Let me ring the bell for you. Welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. There's a question that is bothering me that I want to ask. The people who is at the IDP camp, are they still there? They are still there. Okay. What of the people that are in their town? Those people too are still there. And they are not the people, they are not the religion of Nigeria. What is the president doing? So, they are going to contest, they are going to face. I know that they will give them a polling booth, because they are saying that they are going to give those who are the IDP camp polling booth. So, the bandits that occupy their land, they too give them their polling booth. Please, what is the president doing? These people are there and we are looking at them. In fact, everybody now believes that there is a deal between the president and these people. If not, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Did you hear what he was saying?
I didn't didn't get the second question very well, but I got the first one.
Okay.
He asked that the people in the IDP camp, that what happens to them and the land where they were displayed, that they said they will give them a polling booth, that will the new people occupying their land be the one to do the voting. So one thing is, that's what everybody is asking. This is a good question. That's what everybody is asking, that when you display people, when people are displayed from their ancestral land and you put them in an IDP camp, when are they going to return back to their land? Are they going to be in that IDP camp forever? There's supposed to be a time in which they need to be returned back to their land. Can the military go to that land where they were displayed, just remove those terrorists from that place and let these people return back to their land so that they can vote? Because when they put the polling booth in that land where the people were displayed, who is going to do that vote? Is it the foreigner that is occupying that land that will go ahead and vote in that ancestral land, or what? So that's what he was asking.
Okay.
Which is a very good question.
All right. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, Esther.
Welcome, Remy.
Are you?
I'm fine.
Yo, Remy.
Good evening.
You're the star boy. Oh, good evening.
Mr. Walawa, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. I missed you 2 days ago.
Yes.
I thought you were going to be in the studio. I know if you were there, that time I won't be able to sit down and say all the things you said. That's by the way. You said something earlier. All these baggage around Tinubu, you did not affect him. Of course, it affected him in the last election. That was why they had to shut down the IREV when he saw the result. We saw that now. He knew people never wanted him in power because some of as in we all believed, or a lot of us believed everything said about him. If you were not guilty of the drug case, you shouldn't be fighting back now. It's a common sense. You know, nobody's a baby. I don't need the Supreme Court of Kwekere to tell me what is not. I don't need that to tell me anything. I don't need them to tell me guilt of the perjury being accused of. You don't know his school up till now. And they'll tell you the court has dealt with that. Which school did he attend? Which secondary school? We don't know up till now. So Tinubu knew all of this. Now he has 30 governors on his side. Before he signed this new electoral law before he signed it, they started their own registration scheme, like you said in your 6 o'clock news. They knew all of this. It was properly planned, and we are all seeing all of this playing out. Using the system, skewing the system just to work in favor of APC alone. How is that fair? It's creating an unfair environment. PDP never did this to APC. Nobody killed anybody from APC. Nobody assassinated APC members when they were oppositions. Nobody did anything to them. That was why they were able to thrive. But it's quite the opposite. The other time, when Leader in the Labour Party was killed, a lot of things has been happening to the oppositions. The other day, ADC were attacked. We can see how intolerant APC had become. The only way to win this election is to make sure the system works in their favor. They have the police at their own beck and call, the judiciary, the lawmakers, yet it's still not satisfied. And they won't stop. So each time at times when we say the opposition are not doing enough, what can they do? They'll be doing everything possible. They are spending their money, their time. Yet you can see what is happening. They've killed PDP. They've killed Labour Party. They are in ADC now. So they are doing everything, like Mr. Lawal said. Whenever they put up one hiccup and the opposition able to get over it, they'll create another one. And they'll do that till the election day. And we keep complaining that the opposition are not doing enough. What else should they do? I think the major thing lies on our own shoulder. What are we going to do? And I don't think we are speaking well enough for those who are going through hell in this country, those in the IDP camps, those who are being killed on daily basis. We believe that thing they are going through is still far away from us. God forbid, Esther, the terrorists are being paid for each kidnap they make. And they are buying weapons. God forbid if they choose to fire a missile from wherever they are into, God forbid, a TBS where there is an ongoing religious program.
I'm telling
what
you.
are we going to do? this is not. It can happen. Oh, we think it's impossible.
They are already
Imagine. You can imagine. We think those things are okay now. They are in Ondo State. Look at what happened in Owo. I saw the church. It's not in the bush. A well-structured church. Now you can't go to church however you want. You can imagine. So what are we going to do? Keep crying about this, or keep telling Obi and the likes to go and kill themselves? Everything lies in our hands. We the people, we are the major opposition. When we are tired, we will enter the streets and demand justice. Good evening.
Good evening, Mermaid. Good evening. Thank you for calling. All right. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Your voice is very low. Right? It's very low, right? So it's not just me. Well, it's.
Can you hear me now?
No, you're very low. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. Thank you. What's your
Hello,
name? Yes,
okay,
what's your name?
My name is Dr. David.
Dr. David.
Yeah. I'm calling from Isolo Azi.
From Isolo. Dr. David, welcome. Is this your first time? Hello? Hello? Tomato can say the network they affected. Hello, how are you? Can you turn down the volume of your radio or turn it off completely? Leonard, can you turn off the volume of your radio, please?
Switch it off completely.
Yes, switch it
Now
off.
let me tell you.
Alright,
I'm just imagining maybe one day the U.S. authority, after making sure that they establish that case is there, our president, I hope you will not be carrying them to US to go and answer questions there. That's number one. Number two, let me tell you, people in IDP, that man asked a very nice question.
Yes.
Our president has some agreements. Every time you hear they are talking about Yoruba, they are talking about Showdown. Yes, we are talking about these people. How are our intelligence being exposed to being to this insurgency? How do they get our intelligence reports? How do they get our own plan with?
What happened? Mr. Lawal, in fact, that's very good. Do you know Alex Babil, the foreigner who went to Benue State after the Yawata attacks that killed more than 200 persons were murdered? We've got a report that the chiefs, the community, the Fulani chiefs, were the ones that sponsored that attack. There's a report on that. That's not the only thing. Alex Babil said that they wanted to raise about 30 shops, like for a market, so that those in the IDP camps can have something to do and kind of rehabilitate them. He said that his effort was frustrated by the government.
Yes, the state government.
It's so bad that he has been attending several podcasts and several. So do you see do you see how Nigeria is being portrayed? And it's like there's a deliberate laxity from leadership not to take care of this. Alex Babiru said that they quoted 300 million naira for him to set up those to build those structures for the IDP camp members to see how they can be reintegrated. He said no, that's not up to that. They made their own calculation. He said he was there in Yawata for months making preparations for it, all for one of the Benue State government persons to come out and say that it's only 18 structures, uncompleted buildings that Alex Babiru was able to set up. Like it's something that is mediocre, run down the effort of this, and that there are other persons who have been trying to send relief efforts. In some instances they block it. So what is going on? Then so also there's this supposed social media drama about one girl they call King Michi or something like that. She said she was able to renovate a school, in 6 days, possibly even dig borehole, meaning that local governments, House of Rep members, all those persons that they give 1 billion naira for constituency projects can actually do a lot in 1 month if they set their mind to do it. If you can renovate a classroom in 6 days, if you can build a borehole possibly in 3 days, you can establish all of this. So there's a deliberate system being created that absorbs, right, and accommodates this insecurity to send a certain message. Certain persons are making money out of it. NGOs seem to make money from this. The government of the day too, they are making money from this, and no effort is being made. Because I don't understand how you are giving assistance and you're not working to ensure that that assistance is accelerated. Instead, certain persons want to make money from this person.
See now, when they say that it's a deliberate thing, this terrorism, because it's an opportunity for them not to do anything. The governor, when there is insecurity, you say you use that as an opportunity not to do anything, and then the money disappear. Why are they all decamping? Why? Because they don't want EFCC, they don't want anybody to investigate. That's why they are decamping.
Do you know the money these governors are collecting? It means that classrooms, boreholes, they can literally do what they're supposed to do. They are relying on private individuals to do what the government of the day is supposed to do.
If you ask the governor of Benue State now, that please, what did you spend your last year budget on?
To do?
Bring out, you can't present it, because that's why you see it's easy for them to decamp, because they are protected. This is the problem. You see, that's why they deliberately left this in. That's why I recommended that if we go to resource control, you see that this terrorism will die down immediately. Within 6 months, it will die down, because this free money, they will not be receiving it again.
Hello, good evening.
Hello,
yes, good evening, welcome. How are you?
My name is Jason.
Your name is what, sir? I can't hear you well.
James.
From Surrey, alright. Welcome, James.
Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, from all your analysis, something is so rooted. The fact is, if we face systemic and is not even federal, is at the lowest level of the government, state, councillor, chairman. So my concern is, even if you have the best man for the job, Peter Obi or whoever it is, I believe this problem is not going to go away because it's the people problem. This particular problem is people's problem. Because I kept asking people, let's say people will be with government tomorrow. Is it going to stop those civil servants that collect 30,000 for a staff of 50,000? No. Or the custom officers or immigration that just arrive at the airport? I don't think so. We need to begin to look at the grassroots and start asking the question, start putting the right people there. I don't know how we're going to do it, because sometimes I do the permutation in my head, I'm like, I get lost. So the fact is, the problem is so fundamental that it is the basic people that is actually causing this problem. Thank you. That's my point.
Alright, thank you very much. 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. You speak this. That's the customer calls us first. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Oscar.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
I'm fine.
What's your name, sir?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Please,
what's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Ibo from Lagos.
Alright, welcome, sir.
I am not troubled over this issue of insecurity. I heard you when you are talking about what happened at Adamawa.
Yeah.
And I begin to see that issue as something that there's no truth up to now in Nigerian security. Because if you watch that game, you will discover that all these northern people, honestly speaking, they have an agenda. And that agenda which they have, if we continue to follow it this way, I want to assure you that one day we may wake up in a different kingdom. But God will not allow that to take place. I urge you, because you always, in fact, taking a medicine on someone who don't want to be well. Every day you are talenting and so-called many of your guests will continue to discuss an issue that troubles somebody else, that we are now become painful of that problem.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
What I mean now is this, that somebody who is troubling Nigeria is sleeping well. Now I and you, we are not sleeping well. Security problem. They will come and kill people, collect Nigerian money, and pay the people who kill people under negotiation. and nobody will come and lament and say this is evil something. All the whole northern emirs, all the whole northern Seliki and so called of them, none of them have ever said the word. Now what happened to P2B at Edo? Tinubu have never said the word. So you could remember somebody that died, one of the victim members that died about 3 months ago. I think that was last year. Before Tinubu, in fact, he was outside the country and he sent condolence to the people. Now, assuming now the guy that happened at Benin City, that P2B get dead there, what will be our response with the masses? This is bothering me. It's bothering me. Unfortunately, I am already in fire.
No, sorry, don't be on fire, please. So he said something, said there is a deliberate act by certain persons to use Nigerians for their own personal agenda. These are human beings and Nigerians. They're innocent. We have to continue to call out the government for not taking care of them. Whatever politics is at play, these are people's lives, women, children that are being massacred for no reason. And these are persons who are literally toiling to survive. So we will continue to speak about it because they're Nigerians regardless of where they come from, regardless of their regions, and we will continue to call the governors, the House of Rep members, the National Assembly members who are only politicking and not there representing the interests of their constituents that are being riddled by this insecurity. That's one. Two, he made a valid point. I remember that during the US elections, when that attacker shot Donald Trump, right? Where obviously it almost hit him. Do you know that President Joe Biden actually designated, is it their own SSS, to protect Donald Trump throughout that campaign period, and they made sure that they caught that guy. Remember, Donald Trump was in the opposition. This was a guy that was lambasting Joe Biden, calling him that his mental acuity is gone, he's unable to speak, literally, making a joke of the guy, and what's the other name, the deputy,
Kamala
Harris. Now you saw how he was making a joke of them. When that thing happened, they designated almost a security, whether it's SSS or special force, to Donald Trump, and they made sure they caught that guy and prosecuted him. The kind of politics we're operating is toxic and it's wicked. I wouldn't lie to you. It behoves of the government in Benue to investigate that. It behoves of the government to condemn what happened. But they made it seem as if it was an internal crisis in the agency.
It's just to decamp.
You needed to see comments. There were some persons who are supporting this government that were wishing that something happened to him. That's how bad the politics has become.
The governor of that state did not even come out to say anything.
They don't care. They really wanted what happened. They wanted something to happen. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. This is Dr. David calling from Italy.
Dr. David, welcome. Please go ahead.
I want to ask Auntie Esther and our brother Ekundayo. What about David? Is this the Minister of State for Security?
Yes, it's the Minister of State.
Minister of Defense. He's still there.
For state.
He's still there. Despite the allegations, not allegations, mixed facts, even from the present governor of Zamfara State,
exactly,
he still kept there as the Minister of Defense for State. Now, let me tell you, Esther, we are operating in a country that anarchy reigns supreme, and it's quite unfortunate that we, the masses, are the receiving end of everything that is happening. I work for this country, I work for Nigeria, but one thing I know, this microscopic few that are holding Nigeria ransom, they should remember that a time will come that they fear that Nino Joseph will be able to defeat a united majority, and that is the truth. The reason why they are having no power is the fact that they are united in making sure that they keep Nigeria where we are today. But now the time has come for Nigerians to just wake up and unite. And I'm saying this without missing word. I was discussing with one of my daddy. He's a doctor too, and he told me, he said when they schooled in the 80s, that they were literally given whatever they needed to be a doctor. They were schooling, they are being paid, they are being fed, and they enjoy themselves. But I can tell you today that before one could even pay the school fees of a medical student, just for instance, Bangkok pay almost 6 to 7 million for medicine right now. As a doctor, I know the situation we are going through. I know the situation of our healthcare system. And I'm saying this without mixing words. It is high time this government begin to set their priorities right and begin to see how they can help Nigeria in the area of healthcare, in the area of education, in the area of pulling people out of poverty. And that is the only way you can even win the heart of the masses. I am saying this. I don't know why this government does not like transparency. They don't like, people telling them the real thing. I don't know the part of the planet they came from. And we cannot continue like this, Esther. We can't continue like this. As I know, I'm a father of 4 kids. I know how much I pay for their coffee, and they are in primary institutions. Why? Because I discovered that the government institutions are more or less a glorified nursery and primary school. And that is a fact. So, we cannot continue to talk without taking action, and that is why I'm calling on the masses, Nigerians. We can't continue like this because this cartel is an organized criminal entity that are driven by criminality and synergy to make sure that they keep the masses perpetually poor. The only is on us for us to reject and refuse this kind of thing. And let me say this. Concerning the attack on P2B, it's not something that you will say, oh, why is the government not saying anything? See, the temper that is happening comes from the head. And I can tell you, if Tinubu does not support this kind of, attack, he doesn't take him 30 seconds to say, look, this should stop. You won't tolerate this. Irrespective of whatever political party you are, you have the right of association. And that is how it's supposed to be. So, Esther, I just want to appreciate Mr. Kundayo and also Barrister Darity for speaking truth to power. Please, let's keep pushing until we have a Nigeria that works for everybody. Until we have a Nigeria where a son of nobody can become somebody without knowing anybody. As I am, and my heart is bleeding. It's not compulsory. I was traveling to Canada before I make it to my country.
Okay.
I enjoy being at the comfort of my home because charity has to begin for the home, and then it's my home. Please, Nigerians are yearning for a new Nigeria, a new Nigeria that is driven by leaders that have the confidence, the character, the compassion, and the capacity to deliver. That is what we want. We want good life. And it's not a crime for us to demand good life. And we are all citizens. And nobody is more citizen than we.
That's true.
So please, let Nigeria work for everybody. Thank you, Esther, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. He's very right. Like I said, this is an opportunity for the president not to be afraid of anybody. If you know people who are constituting this menace that supposedly wants to politically embarrass your administration, as a couple of your supporters have said, please come out and condemn them. He needs to speak, not through Bayo Nanaga. That thing is becoming something else, where every time press releases through Bayo Nanaga, the president needs to address the nation. I don't understand. I have met him. When I mean I have met him, not that I met him to discuss. In 2019 at Bodolon, he has, like I said, he has an aura. He has an enigmatic aura. I don't know what is happening to him right now at the federal government at Aso Rock. I don't know what is happening. But the thing is this: if you know the people who are doing this for whatever reason, maybe they want to do a payback with what happened during Jonathan's administration when you guys were in the opposition. Then you utilized the insecurity in the country, or you imported them, and they want to use the same thing back. Whatever. I think at this point it's worse. It's gotten worse, and it's no longer a joke, and it has become an embarrassment. The corruption is bad in the system. Like I said, when I mean the corruption in every sector, Mr. Laba Ekundai, in every sector, somebody came to help people who were victims of insecurity, and the state government could not even extend assistance. They wanted to take advantage. Certain persons wanted to take advantage of that. Can you imagine that? And the man now has gone to their media there, and in several podcasts, this is what he has been narrating.
And they had to pay, Nigerian government had to pay $9 million
to lobby.
Something you could easily, someone wanted to do it for you.
I don't get it. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
How are you, sir? Good evening.
I greet all of you.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Obi, recording from Alabama.
Welcome, Okolile. It's been quite a while.
Yeah. And sometimes I call you, no pick. You know, pick call.
Sorry.
My brother was telling me straight matter. My brother, Mr. Kunda, I want to ask a question.
Yes, sir.
from 1999 to 2000, from 2007, when those states, Osun State, and the others, they were rigged out. So PDP was in power then. And the year Adua came back and restored all of them. Both Osun, Ondo, Mimiko came back to his seat. Adegbeshola came back to his seat. Fayemi came back to his seat. All of them. If this thing that APC are doing today, that PDP did to them, will those people out of Adegbeshola become a governor today? In life, he cannot. And Adegbeshola cannot be a governor. Including our brother Peter and the Mimiko. And Mimiko, at least I remember few of them. They should go back and ask themselves question. This is their doing to Nigeria. Because this is not about all about politics again. It's all about suffering Nigeria, thinking that we are not going to do them anything. They should go back and ask themselves question that if this is they are doing, that PDP did to them, will they be in power today? They will not. They want a one-party system. If you push some talk, they will go arrest you. But bandits will kill people. They will not track bandits. Bandits will push stone and kidnap people. They about use no phone and call the family, ask them to bring money. They will not talk bandits. But once you send everything against the government, you will see them in your house, put your handcuffs, leg and hand, and take you to court and take you to detention. Are they doing well? If these people are not afraid, they have 31 governors as of today or 32. If they are not afraid, let them go back and sign that electoral transmission. Let us see if they win even councillor, if they win even one word or not of local government. They are afraid. That is, they know they have failed. But I pray that God will see Nigeria through. Good night.
Alright, good evening, thank you. Good evening, Esther. I like what our medical doctor who spoke on Esther. You misconceive the ability of our president has been afraid of some people, but no, he's just being selfish and not interested in the affairs of Nigerian masses. Thank you. What's your name, please? Alright, you didn't write your name. Can you write your name when you send messages? Esther, tell those who are shouting on this station to get their PVC ready. Radio station is not polling unit. My name is Mr. Fred from Lagos. Esther and Ekunda, good evening. My own take is that President Bola Tinubu, if he is actually the good president in Nigeria, he will not be spending the Nigerian money outside the country without investing first in this country. With what is happening now, more people are going into crimes in this region, and the president is planning for 2027 elections. Okay, Fred, thank you so much for your message. Good evening, guys in the studio. Thank you very much. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Akunda. You guys are doing a great job. God bless you. Thank you. APC should know that when you push the people to the wall and they have no more space to keep going back, then they fight back with all force and anger. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. Can you turn down the volume of your radio, please?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
Hello.
I can hear you. What is your name?
Hi. I'm not hearing you. In case you are hearing me,
okay, go ahead.
I only want to contribute on this is my first first caller. My name is Chris.
Welcome,
from
Chris.
Michigan.
Chris, welcome.
Hey, I'm not hearing here.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I want to comment on your narration this evening about how these people have been depriving the opposition the opportunity to organize their party, to organize themselves. If it is possible, they should even boycott this election. If they say they cannot amend it, let us boycott it. Let them go. Let us see how they can work with the so-called what called INEC. Let them go and do it alone. APC, let them go and do it alone. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much for calling. Nigeria is the only country in the world where inflation is dropping back to back on paper, but the standard of living keeps going up steadily. They said it is Tinubu economics. The same man that said no, now data we go chop is now feeding us with data. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and feeding them with corn and agbado. What's happening right now? Borrowing, nothing to show for it. 2027 is around the corner. We'll be waiting for them. Until then, we're watching as the planet is listening. Comrade A. Abraham. Hi, VOP. Hi to you. The level of insecurity is multifaceted in that it's both local and international. Remember first that a lot of countries are interested in our natural resources, hence they will do anything and everything to continue to mine these resources. If you go to Saudi Arabia today, you see a lot of our go there. See China, whom have been fingered to be behind a lot of sponsoring of these terrorists. Secondly, we have local, which is bordered on land grabbing, ethnic cleansing, and religious bigotry. The agenda of extreme Islamization of the country is seriously on the table, and this movement started during the era of late Buhari. When we are ready to take back our country from these terrorists, we, our military and police force, will come out as one and fight back these indigenous and internal terrorists coming from the Sahel. This is from Sean. All right, Sean, well done. Good evening. Please forget that King nature of a girl. She's the female version of Governor Amunike. Go and see the nonsense she did and edited the part she wanted people to see. And please help me ask your guest, was there any opposition when Tinubu was the governor of Lagos? Tinubu doesn't like opposition right from time. Madu Francis from Ilupeju. Good evening, Quinessa and a noble guest in the studio tonight. Please, I'm Babeji from Urshidi. My take this evening is that US should expedite quickest action towards the release of what? President documents for all Nigerians to really know whom their current leader is, because good Nigerians are having this expectation that one day we shall be getting things rightly done in this country. Hopefully our country will begin to compete with US, UK, etc. as other countries are doing. All right. Okay, this person says, okay, a reverend father for that matter. Oh yeah, AB says, AB, good evening. Let me start from AB. Where did you start from today? You don't send plenty messages. All right, I don't know how then one beat Jagaban, someone that has within him the spirit and lessons from Habat Makole, Obafemi Awolowo, MKO. When Jagaban was opposition, was sponsoring all other opposition party, and the disgruntled of the ruling almighty PDP. What were the ADC doing then? Jagaban is an enigma. He's not called hurricane for nothing. Confusion has entered the all disgruntled coalition. AB from Ekmai. Esther, let me shock you. Atiku, Mark, Amici, Unyegu, they're all working for Jagaban. Now, no, the Higi Haga of politics. Make now go learn from Jagaban Grandmaster Strategist and Grandmaster of Coalition. AB from Ekwen.
It's not even talking about anything, development in the country, the issue, the country. See the tweet. This one is tweeting. It shows that it's totally empty in the head. These are the caliber of people we are talking about now.
So this person says, good evening, Esther. The person who has issue of funds being deducted is a case of leaked account info and money gets removed via the web. She should run to her bank to deactivate her cards and reapply for another if needed. Also, she must keep access of her phone and phone number safe because it could be used. As regards Nigeria matter, 2027 January, Nigeria will move forward together or divide with all that's happening. Kolade from Pangrove. So I should go and deactivate my card. Hey, good evening, Esther. My name is Idris from Ikeja. ADC and their supporters should go and learn how to play politics and stop playing politics with human life. Killing those did not start under Tinubu. No vacancy in Aso Rock 4+4. No, any given opportunity. Mr. President have talked about killing in Nigeria. Most of ADC supporters does not hear news. Please, when you guys are writing, can you write legibly so I can comprehend what you mean?
They are interested in promoting the...
Good evening, Miss Esther. Please kindly correct Mr. Lawal that the word for IDP camp settlers is displaced and not displayed so that viewers don't get confused. Many thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Esther and you guys in the studio. Esther, because of your loud and clear voice, I don't listen to other radio stations again. My ears are blocked because of using earpiece all the time from Sunday to Friday. You are too much. Keep your good job up. Greet your guest for me. Andy Saleh from Ishari Dimo. Andy Saleh, thank you. Is my voice loud? Is it loud, Mr. Lawal?
No cough today.
No cough today. Is it every day that I cough? I once had cough and that phase is gone. All right, thank you very much. Greetings to you, Miss Esther Wachuku. All right, thank you very much. Good evening. About the purported money deductions from your account, have you contacted your bank and bank account officer to block your account for now while you look for solutions. My humble suggestion anyways. As for the subject of discussion today, I'm not interested because Nigeria has expired. Chris from in Oshodi. Chris Biko, we are here together. We're here together, Chris. Good evening, Miss Esther. How is AAC an active opposition party? Please, I would like to know. We have other opposition parties apart from ADC, PDP, Labour Party, NNPP, but the rest, including AAC, are silent and cannot make any impact in the forthcoming elections, whether they have court issues or not. The only active ones are the ones mentioned above. If anything happens to them, there will not be no opposition. Thank God from Ikotu. All right, thank God. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a very short break. The evening rush obviously continues. Do kindly stay with us.